And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream, but this is not an ordinary live stream. Usually I just do live Q&As. This is the first film stocked live show, so it's going to be a little more structured. I have some topics we're going to go through. I'll still answer as many questions as I can, but I wanted to try out something new, a little weekly live show format. Maybe it's a Monday, maybe it's a Wednesday. I'll experiment with a bunch of different things, but how is everybody doing? It is Monday. As you can tell from the title, we're talking about The Flash. Did it flop at the box office? We got some Stranger Things Season 5 casting news over the weekend. Lots of stuff to talk about. So if you're hopping in here right now, be sure to hit that like button. Sorry I'm running a few minutes late. They dropped a Kraven the Hunter trailer out of the blue. I mean, I was scrolling on Twitter and they were like, people were talking about a Kraven trailer. I was like, wait, there's no Kraven trailer out. And then I guess one leaked. I didn't watch it. So I waited for the actual thing to drop. And sure enough, it dropped at 2:30. So not too long before I'd scheduled this stream. So I was like, oh no, I got to get this up. So I had to delay this a few minutes, but we're here now. It is Monday at 3:15 out here where I live, 3:15 in the afternoon. So hope everybody's doing well. I see we got 50 people in there. So hit that like button, hit it. And super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, your concern. Again, trying out something a little bit new here. I want to talk about The Flash to start. So I'm going to type out a banner actually. Let's see. I'll keep that little thing running across, but let's see. I actually, you know what? We're just going to do this actually. Create new banner. The Flash flops? Question mark. Add banner. There we go. Look at that. How cool is that? So let's talk about The Flash. That's what we're going to do. I'm not going to dive into spoilers. I want to talk about the box office success of the movie or lack thereof. And I just want to answer strictly Flash questions here for a bit. Again, if you want me to talk about whatever, though, super chat's way to go to guarantee I get right to that. But let's just do this thing. Again, hit the like button, guys. It means a lot. Appreciate you being here and bear with me. We're trying out something new. If you guys have suggestions, let's go with it. Someone says a theme song would be awesome. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Joseph, how you doing, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, so let's start with The Flash. I'll start with this, and then I'll dive into this chat. The Flash, obviously, production hell. We all know this. It had its issues with Ezra Miller. It's had its issues with multiple screenwriters, directors. This movie been in development for a long damn time. But it finally hit theaters. It's a miracle. Hallelujah, it hit theaters, right? It's flopping. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's flopping. 55 million 3-day opening weekend. That's domestically. Through the holiday weekend, if you include today, $64 million only. For reference, Black Adam had a $67 million domestic opening weekend, and that movie went on to flop. To me anymore, if you're a movie that comes out in a crowded season, whether that's summer, fall, where we're getting a lot of, big movies every week, it is pivotal that opening weekend is explosive. For a movie like this, frankly, under $100 million domestic opening, that's a failure. And I know that's a high bar. That's a really high bar. But this is a big budget Warner Bros. Movie. You're bringing back Michael Keaton. You're bringing in Supergirl. And the movie's filled with surprises. But it is like a big DC movie. For it to open technically under $60 million, that's disgraceful, frankly. That is disgraceful. So, look, I don't know. I think that the future of DC is pretty bleak right now. I know that James Gunn's coming in, and that's exciting. So I think the quality of project is going to increase. But DC might have dug themselves so far into a hole. I don't know if they're going to be able to get out of it for a while. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that the movie didn't even do that well because Keaton's Batman was a huge draw. And I've seen a lot of the positive reviews of this movie are like the older generation, which makes sense. They grew up with Keaton's Batman. But if you think about it, this was the big DC movie of the year, and Shazam! Fury of the Gods already flopped. There's 2 more left to come out. After just the DC drama, the fact they're resetting it all, and the fact that they have established a pretty poor track record over the past decade, they might be up Schitt's Creek. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom likely to fail. Even though the first one did $1 billion, no one really cares about Aquaman anymore, I don't think. And then Blue Beetle. I think Blue Beetle is going to be the best DC movie of the year, but will anyone show up? It comes out in August. August is kind of a dead zone for movies. It's scary. It's scary. I worry. I love Sholo. I want that movie to succeed more than most movies, actually. But it's really concerning. It's really concerning. So that's all I got to say about that. But let's see. I'm looking through the chat here for some flash questions just to start us off. Let's get the discussion going about why this. And you know what? We'll talk about some Stranger Things stuff too, because I know that's in the thumbnail. My boy Trevor in the house. All love Trevor. Let's see where we at. Jack says, "Hey Chris, watching from Newfoundland, Canada. I hope I said that right. I caught The Flash last night. I totally dug it. Maybe a couple issues here and there, but definitely what I wanted out of a Flash movie. Fair enough. I have a lot of issues, and it's like it sucks, but it's a movie to me. The more I think about it, the less I like it. That's not a good thing. I saw this movie June 6th, I believe, at an early screening. And it's funny though, because when I saw it, I saw the final cut, and a lot of people have tried to tell me that I haven't seen the final cut. Trust me, I know I saw the final cut. I texted my buddy who's in the chat. He saw it opening night or whatever, opening week, and he said that the visual effects on the Ezra Miller face. So like when there's two berries on screen, one of them is clearly a human, the other it looks wonky. That's evidence. And people were like, "Oh, that'll be fixed before the movie comes out," as if in 9 days they're going to be able to fix that. That's a serious issue with this movie, and I think that's what isn't helping its success either. I think it had a B cinema score, which isn't good for audiences. Usually, audiences are pretty easy to please. That honestly baffles me. That the CGI for a movie of this caliber is so bad. I said this in my review, and I want to really hit home on this. The Parent Trap came out in the 90s. Two Lindsay Lohans looked perfect. The Social Network came out in 2010. There's two Army Hammers. I know that's a sensitive topic, but the Winklevi, as Mark Zuckerberg calls them, it's the Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, flawless. And they're on screen, moving, talking. It looks like he has an identical twin. The same thing with the Parent Trap. I am stunned that a Warner Brothers big budget superhero movie failed to execute something that seemingly feels so simple when you look at all of the other, times it's worked in movies with much smaller budgets. So I'm baffled by that. That took me out of the movie a little bit. But I'm not a hardcore Flash fan. I think that, you say here, it gave you what you wanted out of a Flash movie. That's great to hear. I know that it has it had me hooked for a bit there, but a lot of this movie, I really couldn't look past. I couldn't. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at there. But it appears as though we have a super chat from Dylan. Thank you for the super chat, Dylan. Should Ezra have been Wally instead of Barry? To be honest with you, just kind of hinted at this earlier, I am very unfamiliar with DC comic lore. I just go to the movies and enjoy the movies. I'm not a Flash aficionado. So I can't really answer this question. I'm aware of Wally West. I believe that's who you're referring to. And I know there's a whole reverse Flash storyline. Look, I'm not the guy to come to when it comes to DC comic lore. So I don't even know if I can answer this question. I'll say this much. I don't want to spoil the movie because I know a lot of you haven't seen it, but a decision made in the third act was jarring, and I'm not sure it was necessary. It was a very rushed finale. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. There's a certain point where I have to dance around spoilers here. I can't spoil the movie. It literally just came out. I'm not going to. You probably know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. It goes CGI heavy, and there may or may not be multiple flashes on screen. It got wild, a little nonsensical for me. That's where the movie kind of lost me. So, I don't know. Yeah, but thank you for the super chat, Dylan. I'm going to keep on getting through some Flash questions, and again, we'll move on to Stranger Things as well here in a second. But let's just see what we got here. Let's see what we're working with here in the chat. I want to get y'all's opinions on the Flash. I know we've got some positive, some negative in here. Armando, what's good? Robert, what's good? Ian, how you doing? Real quick, I will be doing a Nolan ranking. I will, so definitely stay tuned for that. Can't wait to buy the Flash on DVD. I will not be buying the Flash on Blu-ray. Definitely won't. I hit the like button. Well, thank you. Hector, how the hell you doing? I always have to say that for those who don't know. Are you going to rewatch The Flash anytime soon? Great question, man. So I don't think I will. And the reason being, I'm rewatching a bunch of franchises right now to prepare for a ranking. So Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 comes out mid-July, July 12th. So technically early July. Split July into thirds, I guess, right? I have an early screening of that a week from tomorrow. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. So I'm currently working through that. I'm on the third one. I'm watching the third one tonight. So I'm rewatching the Mission Impossible films. I'm seeing No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence this week. On top of that, I have a few sitcoms I watch. Seinfeld being one of those. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia being one of those. So I'm watching things in my free time, and it's like I know I'm going to have to watch a lot of new movies in July already. And The Flash, I didn't like enough to go see again. Excuse me. I've talked about that movie so much, like off camera. Like I've talked about it with, in fact, after my out of theater reaction, I don't know if you guys watched it. My buddy Drew and Jaron was there. We talked about it for like an hour, damn near an hour and a half, I feel. So I talked about that movie. I therapeutically talked about that movie to the point of like I got it all off my chest, washed my hands of it. I don't know if I want to go see it again. I don't know if I want to like genuinely go spend money to see the movie again because it didn't do it for me enough. Yeah, it didn't. So for those of you who loved The Flash, I'm real happy for you. For me, very, very disappointing. I don't know how it was ever praised or deemed as like one of the greatest comic films of all time. I'm not kidding. I'm going to find this tweet right now. I'm not going to at the person. I'm not going to expose anybody. I'm going on my Twitter right now. I'm finding the tweet. It said it was the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. That is disgraceful. That is a horrible take in my opinion. And again, you can think that. You're allowed to. But to me, that dismisses the Batman. That dismisses the Dark Knight Rises. That dismisses the Suicide Squad. That dismisses Man of Steel. That dismisses Wonder Woman. The list goes on and on. The Flash had its issues, in my opinion. And I'm not just going to sit here and act like it's the best thing ever. I can't do that. So yeah, I won't be going to see it again, probably. Let me try and find this tweet real quick. I'm serious. But yeah, it is what it is. What can you do? Let's see. I really want to find this tweet for you guys. Let's see. Where would it be? Might be too hard to find right now. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to, but it was a tweet basically saying it's the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. And I was like, what? This was months ago. This was the CinemaCon reaction. So this isn't recent, but I was baffled by that personally. We have another super chat here from Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Hi, Chris. Have you watched Dungeons and Dragons? I haven't yet. And I know my buddy Trevor loves that movie. He's in here. And my friend Jacob Starkart Fukor just watched it and he said it was good. I've heard nothing but good things. I think it's even on Paramount Plus now. Really no excuse for me to have not seen that movie yet. I just haven't for whatever reason. So it's on the watch list. I'll try and get around to it again. I'm working through Mission Impossible right now and some other TV shows, but I will get to it eventually. That's my plan. By the way, 82 people in here. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Hit that like button and let me know how you feel about this kind of topic structured live Q&A. And then I have like my laid back Q&A talking all things, weeknights, but I want to do like a show, Film Stock Live. I think it has a nice ring to it. So 83 people in here. Hit that like button, guys. It means a lot. Super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, your comment, your concern. If you want to talk to Flash, if you want to super chat and a question about movies in general, I will get to it. But yes, I will watch that one eventually. And I'm probably going to do a review on my Patreon. So if you guys didn't know, my Patreon is revamped right now. If you've been here and you've been a patron before, you probably know it was a roller coaster ride. I was experimenting a bunch of different types of content. My Patreon is linked down below. It is back in full force, weekly video live stream over there. I actually have my review of Extraction 2 there right now. If I watch D&D, 100% going to do a review on Patreon. That's the kind of content you can expect over there. I'm looking forward to revamping it. It's going to be a lot of fun, but yes, shameless Patreon plug. It's linked down below. Support goes a very long way. Gavin with a super chat. My day off is today. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Should I go see The Flash or stay home and binge watch the rest of Barry on Max? I think I know the answer. Oh, do yourself a favor. Get your favorite snack, get your favorite drink, kick back and relax, and binge watch the rest of Barry. You will not regret it. It saves money, technically, because you're not going to buy a ticket to the theater. You're going to get quality content, and you're going to get one of the better finales in recent years. I love the Barry finale. It's a thought-provoking one. It hasn't escaped my mind since I watched it. Definitely do yourself a favor. Stay at home. Watch Barry. Report back to us in the chat if you finish or in the next stream. Barry, season 4, I believe, is the final season. Yeah, there's only 4 seasons of that show. Finish that out. Finish strong. 30-minute episodes. Bang, bang. Do that. Save the money. Don't go watch The Flash. That's my bet. That's my choice for you. So thank you for the super chat, Gavin. Enjoy Barry, one of my favorite shows of the year. We'll be talking about that in a top 10 TV shows of 2023. I can almost guarantee it. But let's see. Where we at? Sam, how you doing, man? Mornings are for coffee and contemplation. You're damn right. Hopper, baby. All right, where was I in the chat? Hello, everybody. Again, hello. Big fan from India. Well, hello there. How do you think Blue Beetles will be impacted by this movie's box office run? Let me take a sip of water real quick. Whoa. I think that Blue Beetle. I hate to say this. I've been telling my buddy this. It literally makes me sick to say this because I love Sholomar Duena, love Cobra Kai, and I'm very excited for the movie. It looks promising. The suit's clean, and it feels like a type of superhero movie I enjoy. This coming of age story, very Spider-Man. I mean, it's there. It's evident. It's a Spider-Man-esque type of story, right? I can't lie. I don't think it's going to do well. I think that it's lucky to do 40 mil domestic opening weekend. It sucks to say, but I mean, look at even Shazam Fury of the Gods. That's a sequel with established IP in DC, and it didn't even do well. So August is a time for people. A lot of people go on vacation. A lot of people gearing up for fall. It's a dead zone for movies. That's like the biggest one that comes out. It comes out, I believe, August 18th. So one of two things is going to happen. It's going to surprise us all, or it's going to underperform and continue that trend for DC. I would be shocked if it did over 50 million domestic opening weekend. Shocked. I mean, if it beats The Flash, you really have to compare the two. The Flash has Michael Keaton's Batman. The Flash is a character everyone kind of is familiar with. Blue Beetle, no one really knows about. Compare them side by side. One of them comes out in June, and it only did 55 opening weekend domestic. I mean, how can Blue Beetle? I don't see a world where Blue Beetle can beat that. And it hurts me to say I'm rooting for this movie. I'm not trying to like, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I'm not trying to put that bad voodoo out there. But I'm just saying, it's hard to say. I'm worried, very, very worried about Blue Beetle. It upsets me greatly that I don't think it's going to do well, but I really want it to. I'm rooting for it to win. That's my honest opinion there on that. So yeah. Gabby, what's good? How you doing? Scream fan, thank you for subscribing. Eden says Flash really competed with way too many movies and isn't going to do well at all now. Needed a 100. Yep, 100%. It needed 100 million at least opening weekend to like have long legs. The drop from week 1 to 2 is going to be historically bad, in my opinion. It's going to be like Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, where there's that big drop off week 1 to 2, and that's not what you want. I mean, look. No Hard Feelings isn't going to do that well at the box office, but then you got Indiana Jones, then you got Mission Impossible. Like, it's going to just get swept under the rug. It really is. So the competition was awful. Here's why. A new Pixar movie, Extraction 2, which probably had people just stay home and watch that. I watched Extraction 2. My parents watched it separately from me. I know a bunch of people who watched Extraction 2 this weekend. It's free on Netflix. And it's a pretty badass movie, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed it a lot. My review of it, Patreon. But yeah, plus it was Father's Day weekend, you know, golf was happening, a big golf tournament at US Open, a lot of things not working in its favor. Spider-Verse having long legs, even Transformers week 2, it wasn't as successful, but there's a lot of things working against it, for sure. And at the end of the day, it was doomed. It was doomed from the start. It really was. So I don't think we're ever going to see a sequel. I think it's kind of just going to fizzle out. Ezra Miller, done with DC probably. That's all she wrote. Moving on from that. I didn't like The Flash. I wasn't crazy about it. Keaton was the best part. Keaton Batman was the best part of the movie. I agree. Aquaman 2 is supposed to suck. I mean, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I can't imagine either. I think that movie's going to flop. The only thing it has going for it is the holiday season release date. Is there any competition this year? Someone look that up. There's no Avatar. There's no MCU. There's no Star Wars. I don't think there's a big animated movie. It could be just or no, you know what? It has Wonka. I think that's going to be a surprise hit. Wonka might dominate. Wonka might damn near beat out Aquaman, which is ironic because aren't they both Warner Bros. Movies? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but we'll have to see. I'm very intrigued, to say the least. I disagree. I think Blue Beetle will be good. I'm excited. Blue Beetle is probably just going to be all right, people are saying. I mean, we'll see. What are your thoughts on the Flash ending? I thought it was horrible. I thought it was, frankly, cringe and confusing for what? this movie was supposed to be like such a hardcore reset to DC, and it just ended up confusing, I think, all of us more than actually giving us clarity. So that frustrates me. That irritates me. Was it funny in retrospect? Maybe, but it was pretty stupid and throwaway, right? I don't know. Makes me upset, honestly. It's kind of where I'm at with it. I haven't seen The Flash, probably never will. I mean, I can't blame you, honestly. I really can't. Starcourt says, I do have hope for Blue Beetle with no movies coming out at that time. And also, it'll be the first superhero movie we will have gotten in almost 3 months. That is valid. That's a valid take. We don't have one again until then, right? Yeah, like this two. I mean, yeah, The Flash and then Blue Beetle. There's nothing in between, correct? You might make a point there. Could get butts and seats. We'll have to see. It just depends. You never know. It could be one of those surprise hits. I'm sure projections will be like 30 to 40 mil opening weekend domestic, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's way more than that. Christian says, what's up, Chris? I think it's the timing of the release of The Flash. That was poor. Next week, meaning this upcoming, so Friday, one of the big movies should have moved to there. There was a Pixar movie and if Pixar moved even, why didn't Pixar or The Flash just move 1 week? And then you got 1 week to yourself before Indy comes out, which I have some thoughts about how Indy's going to do at the box office now, and I'm not going to say them right now. If someone, maybe I'll bring that up in a second, but I love Indiana Jones, but I have some thoughts about how it's actually going to perform at the box office. Anyway, though, yeah, I don't know why a movie wasn't released. A big one was not releasing this week. It makes no sense, actually. Thoughts on Muschietti's DCU future? I guess he's going to be directing The Brave and the Bold, but you know what? I'm not so sure about that. I think they're going to bring someone else in. We've seen the MCU announce big writers or directors for projects. Hell, even the Avengers movies, those have had some like delays lately, switching around the behind the scenes production. I'm not so sure he ends up directing it. I wouldn't be surprised actually if they bring someone else on. So we'll see. I'm not too confident in it though. I like the first It Chapter 2 and The Flash, kind of a mixed bag for me, more negative now that I think about it. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeesh. The Flash is absolute garbage. Yeah, we have a lot of divisiveness about The Flash. Hot take, I don't think the CGI was that bad. To me, it was. It wasn't the worst CGI I've ever seen in a movie, but it was distracting at times, which is not ideal. Do you think DC will recuperate? I think that Superman Legacy is a make or break movie, pretty much. It's a James Gunn directed film. He's directing that one, right? I think he is. I'm pretty sure he is. So that's James Gunn directed movies. The man hasn't missed that I've seen. He has not missed 3 Guardians movies and the Suicide Squad. In terms of comic book movies directed by James Gunn, he hasn't missed for me. So, look, I think that movie, it's essential that movie is a hit with critics and audiences, because that will be the one. If no one shows up for Superman, the most iconic superhero of all time, the most recognizable, if no one shows up for Superman, they're not going to show up for anyone else. They're not going to show up for Swamp Thing. They're not going to show up for even, dare I say, Batman the Brave and the Bold, because we already have a proven Batman franchise with the Batman. Look, it's a risky game. I'm very curious to see how DC can handle what they're doing the next few years. It's scary for them, honestly. I would be terrified if I was James Gunn. I don't know how he sleeps at night. I mean, it is a lot of pressure. So, yeah, it's something. Look, they're in trouble right now. Marvel's got the upper hand, and it's because of the 10-year stretch of constantly digging themselves into a deeper hole. The Justice League film releasing, if they could go back, if DC could go back in time, they would have never released the theatrical cut of Justice League, I don't think. They would have done so many things differently, but we'll have to see. All right, let's see. I think we're good on the Flash talk. I'll look through the chat here a little more. Brady, how you doing? I'll look through a little bit more. The Flash has split comic movie Twitter down the middle, the most since Far From Home, Moon Knight. Yeah, it's divisive as hell for sure. Are you going to San Diego Comic Con? I am not. Let's see. I need to see Blue Beetle. Well, it comes out in August, so we'll all be able to watch it then. But yeah, in terms of the Flash, I have a full review on the channel. I have a lot of thoughts, and it's future DC is a little scary. Let's just say that much. But there's 84 of you guys in here, so thank you for hanging out. I'm enjoying this a lot. This is less Q&A, more like topics. I'm like getting to the the Flash, and then now we're gonna move into some Stranger Things casting news. I enjoy this, so I hope you guys do too. So drop a like if you do, if you're here on the replay. Subscribe if you haven't, and of course, super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get your question, comment, concern. If that's about a topic, if that's about anything you want me to answer, super chat is the way to go. It's also a great way to help support the channel. And I'll say this one more time: I've revamped my Patreon, weekly videos, Q&As, and even a Discord server. I didn't mention that. I have a Discord server. There's no one in it yet because I haven't sent the link out, but I have a Discord server, Patreon. Boom, check it out. It's going to be fun. I'll be promoting that a lot lately, really trying to grow that community and make it like a film stocked home part 2, film stock 2.0 almost. So yeah, it's fun. Indy 5 or The Flash? Indy 5, which I'm kind of torn on, but I would watch Indy 5 over The Flash without hesitation. Without hesitation. Okay. Let's transition here into some Stranger Things talk. I see there's 89 of you guys in here again. Hit that like button. It means a lot. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's do it. I believe we can do it. Joseph says, I hope season 5 finale of Stranger Things will be 3 hours long. I would love that, but it probably won't happen. I did make a prediction video. I was like, maybe it'll be 3 hours. It's not going to happen. I would love it, but a 3-hour finale would be insanity. They would probably just break it into 2 episodes. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's that. I don't think they'll do a 3-hour finale, but trust me, I would watch it. I would watch every minute of it multiple times. In terms of the Stranger Things, by the way, 94 you guys in here. You guys are killing it right now with support. Let me edit this real quick. Hold on. Let me create a banner. Stranger STR. I can spell. There we go. Talking Stranger Things. Stranger Things 5 casting. So at Tadum, which by the way, can we talk about Tadum? Tadum is a bit of a lame event, and it has been historically. Tadum didn't really do much for me. They always try and hype it up, and I know they can't do much right now because of the writer strike, and so nothing's filming. If things were filming, we probably would have gotten like sneak peek footage for Cobra Kai and Stranger Things, but nothing's filming right now because of the writer strike. Look, I get they do it every year, but historically, Tadum never drops much. So, look, it's tough. We got some casting. That's what I'm trying to get to. We got some casting. Linda Hamilton of Terminator fame is going to be in season 5. Undisclosed what her role will be. If she's a new character, what are we doing here? I'm unless she's like literally like a Sam Owens type of character, like a doctor or a expert in a certain field of study, then I don't want her around unless she's playing someone's parent, if that makes sense. Someone's parent we haven't seen. I've seen a lot of people say it could be Steve's mom. I've seen a lot of people say it could be so-and-so's friend, estranged. Look, there are certain routes they can go with this. The one I am adamantly against right now, and I would love to talk about this too with you guys in the chat. I am so over time travel right now and like multiversal stuff. And so I really don't like the theory that she would be playing an older 11. I think that's also ridiculous. With 8 episodes left, to introduce time travel into Stranger Things would be, I'll be honest, if done poorly, enough to sabotage the entire show, and no one can tell me otherwise. When has Stranger Things ever even hinted? Look, Stranger Things is unrealistic. It's not really set in reality. It's the upside down, what's going on. Never once have they even hinted at the fact that time travel could exist. It would be, I have some thoughts on time travel in media nowadays, and like, it's tiring, is it not? Like, we just saw it with The Flash. Is it necessary? No. In fact, it almost lessens the stakes a lot of the times, unless it's done right. Like, you have the year gap between Infinity War and Game, they time travel. It makes sense that they do that. It also makes sense that they can do that in the MCU because they've got these brilliant scientists. I am anti-time travel in Stranger Things to the end. I think it knows that. I think the Duffers know that's stupid. I don't think they would be dumb enough to mess with time travel. I just don't know. That's how I feel right now. With 8 episodes left, supposedly, I don't know how how would they time travel? I don't know. You make a good point, though. I just saw, Jacob, they hinted at it in season 4 with the Upside Down being stuck. The Upside Down is frozen in time on the day that Will was taken, which is interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I think that it would just be a little much, and I just feel that way about a lot of media touching time travel anymore. It's like not fully necessary. We'll see. We'll see. In fact, a lot of people are saying Linda Hamilton, from the Terminator franchise, and I haven't seen all of her work. Is she in another franchise or movie that also deals with time travel? People are like, oh, that's the hint that they're going to do time travel. Would they be time traveling to stop Hawkins from being like split essentially? Like, I feel like they can just resolve this by eradicating the Upside Down, and then everything that was like, we saw the Hawkins like split into 4. Like that could just, the Upside Down part of all that would just like eradicate, almost like an Endgame when Thanos gets snapped away. Like it would just go away. Like sure, there would still be carnage on the ground and cracks and everything, but not something you can't fix or work past. That's where I'm at. When Stranger Things ends, Stranger Things, I think the Upside Down needs to be fully eradicated. Do not leave any ambiguity. Don't like the final shot of the show and then, oh wait, there's still more. Upside Down eradicated, I think, by the end of season 5, or win. That's a dark route, but it can't be, you can't keep teasing us that there's more Upside Down. You got to finish it. Got to. Yeah, that's just how I feel about that, frankly. All right, let's see. I saw some good Stranger Things comments here I want to get to in the chat. Let's see. I want to make sure I get to them. Yeah, Stranger Things is far better than The Flash, incomparable even. Where are we at? Stranger Things is my favorite show on Netflix. It's same here. It's fantastic. Sorry, where was I? Oh, I already answered a bunch of these. All right. Well, here's what I want to say. They don't need to add too many new characters. And I know that they have said, the Duffer Brothers I'm referring to when I say they've said that they're going to like have the main focus be on the original kids and like the OG season 1 character groupings and all that. And they want to bring closure to that, which I'm totally here for. So I don't think this is going to be like a main character, this Linda Hamilton casting news. I do think it's going to be some governmental role. It's not going to be something crazy. I really just, I really hope that they aren't lying to us and they don't bring in a bunch of new character. I just don't want that. I don't want that. Go back to the basics. I have faith in the Duffer Brothers, by the way. It's bizarre though that we did get that news, and a lot of people took it and run with it. I'm not going to overanalyze it. They always bring in 80s people. I mean, even Carrie Elways who's in The Princess Bride, he was the mayor in season 3. Larry Klein, I believe, was his name. So they bring in 80s icons all the time. I just think that it's going to be okay. Breathe in, breathe out. That's kind of where I'm at with it. We had, Sean Astin in season 2. This could just be them continuing that trend of getting like popular 80s actors. And that's my hope, at least. So in terms of my expectations for season 5, I think it will be the biggest in scale, the best. I think it will be the best. And I think it'll stick a landing. I don't think there's time to introduce time travel. That's all I have to say. I don't think there's time to introduce time travel. Why this late in the game would they even do that? It would almost cheapen the fact that Hawkins, like, it would cheapen everything at the end of season 4, in my opinion, if they could use time travel. So I don't want that. And I know we joked once, the worst possible ending for this show would be like, it was all a game. They were all playing D&D the whole time. I made a joking video about that, and it was like a big thing on social media last summer. But if they actually ended the show like that, and this whole show was a game, a big campaign, I should say, can we just all agree that would be the worst ending in television history? That's all. My biggest fear with any final season of TV, I will say, is the fear of expectations, because we create in our heads, we build something up in our heads what the final season of Stranger Things should be, and if it's not that, is it disappointing, or was it just it didn't meet our expectations? I don't know. It's a dangerous game to play. That's why a lot of TV shows get poor reviews or disappointing in the finale. But then you've got the rare wins, especially in film. Like Endgame, we all theorized for a whole year and built everything up. I think they knew the fan base so well. There's no way they were going to let us down, and they stuck the landing with Avengers Endgame. That's kind of what I'm viewing here. That's the closest comparison I have, because you got Game of Thrones, those idiot writers, excuse me, they are idiots for D&D. They want it out of there. The Duffer Brothers don't want to stop making Stranger Things. They just know they need to end it. So that's the difference between Game of Thrones and Stranger Things, to kind of put, the kibosh to that. Then you got a show like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Same thing. They know, Vince Gilligan knows the characters so well that he knows how to end it. I think the Duffer Brothers know these characters so well. I can't really worry too much about them missing the mark. The worst case scenario is that it's a really good season, but it doesn't reach the height of season 4. And so it's a great conclusion, but I still prefer like season 4 or season 3 or something. And I can't really be mad about that, I don't think. If it does justice to the characters and it ends in a satisfying way, it will go down as my favorite show of all time. It is right now. And what's scary for me is the final season and the final movie of the franchise. Both of those can make or break something entirely. If they introduce a concept that, reframes the way you look at something from an earlier season, it could ruin something. That's the scariest part about season 5 for me. They could introduce something that changes everything, the way we look at it all, and it could suck. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I don't know. There's that in the back of my mind. I'm not going to lie. There's that little fear that, what if they do miss the mark here? What if they get it wrong? We just have to hope they don't. We have to hope they get it right. So yeah, that was a fun little rant about my expectations for season 5. Thank you for that question. Let's see. There's a lot of good ones here in the chat. Where are we at? Where are we at in the chat? I'm trying to find my spot here. Sorry. Where are we going? Oh, we have a super chat from Rydell. Thank you for the super chat, Rydell. Thank you. Do you have a question? I'll try and get to it. I appreciate the support, though. Okay. I am going to continue looking through the chat for the next sort of Stranger Things question, and then we'll go like the last 20 to 15 minutes. We might go for like an hour-ish, I'm feeling, or maybe we'll once they keep going. There's still 85 of you guys in here. We're hanging out and having a good time. We'll keep it going, but I want to just keep talking about Stranger for a second. So Linda Hamilton will kill it. I agree. She'll do great. I'm not worried about it. I think that she's not going to be a main character. That's something that she's not going to be even as big of a role as Bob. Not the biggest role she'll have is Alexei from season 3. Smirnoff, he was barely in it even. Think about that. That's the smallest role. That's the biggest role I think she'll even have. So we'll have to see. Keep watch burn Stranger Things 5, Mission Impossible 7, and Oppenheimer. I'm going to keep Stranger Things 5 because I have to watch that and see how it goes down. I will burn. Damn. This is tough. I'm seeing both these next month. I think I have to keep I have to watch Mission Impossible 7 and burn Oppenheimer, which seems fitting because Oppenheimer, the nukes, you get it. Mission Impossible 7 is going to be a kick-ass action movie. Who do you think Linda will play? I think she will probably work for the government trying to catch 11. That's not a bad bet. That's a pretty safe bet there, I would say. By the way, I like the profile pic. Is that little Stranger Things minis? That's cool. I would say if I had to bet, how in season 4, we had that plot line that went kind of nowhere, actually, the weakest of the season, where the government dude was trying to track down 11. You're literally something I could see her being that exactly. I could also see her being like a veteran of Hawkins and someone that they go to, almost like Victor Creel in a way. They always introduce some new person local to Hawkins. I could see her being like a Hawkins local, and they go to her for help with some theory they devise or something like that. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So I think she'll have a very minor role. It could literally be one episode. People forget. I'm pretty sure they announced Robert Englund was going to be cast in season 4, and he was in one scene. So it could be one damn scene, That doesn't mean she's coming on for the whole season like Joseph Quinn. I have faith. Is what I'm trying to say. So I believe. I've always been someone who cares a ton about Stranger Things when it's out, but kind of sideline it when it's not around. I think a rewatch before season 5 is in order. 100%, Jack. I think rewatch it now, honestly. If you want, something, it'll transport you to your happiest times watching this show. It's a summer feel-good, nostalgic show for me. And I could watch it any time of year. And I'm almost transported back to when I first watched it and just the magic that I was witnessing. Like it's an out of body experience. That's how special the show is to me. It's a beautiful experience watching it. Even now, I mean, I go back and watch season 1. I'm like, I vividly remember when I first watched this, the joy that it brought me. I felt like a little kid watching it. It's a magical show, and it has that like Disney classic feel to it to me, where like obviously it's not a Disney movie, but it makes me feel nostalgic and like a happy kid again when I rewatch Stranger Things. It's like a drug almost. The feeling I get when I watch Stranger Things is like a drug. So that's my drug, Stranger Things. Peace, Aiden. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining. Ryan says, I think she could be Dr. Brenner's ex-wife or sister. Yeah, could be related to. There's endless theories there for sure. I might make a video dedicated to who Linda Hamilton is playing. I already answered this one. Let's see. You saw the live chat for Dumb, it was just One Piece. Yeah, I don't watch One Piece, so I watched that live action trailer with no knowledge of the actual anime, so that it meant nothing to me, but I know a lot of people were going crazy over that. She'd be the person who takes over Brenner's experiments. Season 5 will come out in 2025. Hope that's optimistic, honestly. They haven't even started filming yet, so they got to start filming. Hopefully the writer strike gets wrapped up soon and the studios and them can reach a deal, but they got to start filming really soon, honestly. Do you think Max will be okay after season 4? Or do you think she'll have permanent damage done? I think she'll recover enough. She won't be back to 100% herself, but she could end up dying in at the hands of Vecna. Vecna, a lot of people, including I think my girlfriend and I, have theorized like Vecna might just use her as a vessel, and we'll have to see. It's going to be dark, I think. I don't know if there's a happy ending in the works for her. Rydell, thank you again for the super chat. Appreciate that. Let's see. I already answered this. They should definitely not time travel in Stranger Things. I think it would ruin the entire show. I'm hesitant to say ruin the entire thing, but it would sour it for me because it would just be like, what have we done? Like, why are we doing this now? I know there's it's no. And I know they did hint at it, but I hope that I just hope they don't do it. I don't want it. I don't want it. If time travel happens, I'm not watching anymore. They crossed the line. We did have the clock November 6, 1983, and all the references to movies which could hint at time travel, which I hope happens. Yeah, we'll see. You're right. They had Back to the Future in season 3. They got, you could be onto something, but I would have to see how they execute it before fully dismissing the idea and getting mad at the show. But I am so over time travel in media today. I'm over it. Whether that's the MCU with like the multiverse concept and then just time travel in general, a lot of times like I'm good. I've seen it enough. I'm kind of tired of it now, to say the least. But it seems like the chat's divided here. Some would love time travel in season 5. So I guess I'd have to just see how they do it. It's just like it's so different than anything else we would have experienced. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. I think it cheapens the way that if you back now, they should be able to just devise a plan and beat them without having to travel back in time. That's my thing. But yeah, see, we have divisiveness in the chat here, and I feel like if they did go the time travel route in Stranger Things 5, it would divide the fandom, and that's not what I want. I want everyone to like this, so I just think that would really make it pretty damn divisive, honestly. I think Max shouldn't have been brought back in the season 4 finale unless she's doing something really big with her character in the coma. I think that's why they're bringing her back, honestly, because they have to have something in store. If not, they just got cold feet. And I think the Duffers even said they kind of got cold feet with killing her off fully. But I was on the boat for a while of like they should have just killed her. But I can't say that. I have to watch season 5 and see what her purpose was. If she comes back and has no purpose, then yeah, they probably should have just killed her. But at the same time, I love her character and I love Lucas and Lumax. So I want to see them have their date at the movies. I personally think Mike and Jonathan should go. They peak in season 1 and have been shoved to the side ever since. I think Jonathan needs redemption after season 4. I think Jonathan's peak was season 2. I think season 2 Jonathan's my favorite, actually. Then Mike is very irritating and he's kind of regressed as well, but I don't know. I don't think they should die. I think someone has to die. I'm not for killing off all the main characters in a thing anymore. After Guardians 3 proved me wrong with that, if I'm being honest. They proved that you can still have significant emotional impact on the audience without killing off anyone, and Guardians 3 proved that to me. I still do think someone should go, though, because none of the mains really have. They always introduce someone and kill him, but like they almost killed Max, but like an OG, I don't know. It's tough. I would not be opposed to an OG dying, though. I don't know. Are you rewatching Stranger Things first 4 seasons? Absolutely. Yeah, I just finished a rewatch not long ago of the seasons, but I will be rewatching it again probably multiple times before we get to season 5, for sure. I might watch it again this summer. I love the show that much. It's comfort for me. Yeah, Back to the Future has been heavily referenced. This is very true. This is very, very true. They did Back to the Future in season 3 because of 85, correct, but couldn't be a far stretch, and the Duffers said they were doing full circle stuff. This is true. Very true. We'll have to see what happens. Imagine if Stranger Things ending is that Will was having a dream. That would be terrible. I don't think they're stupid enough to do that. Season 5 filming might be in August. I mean, that would be great. I know it was supposed to start early June. That's obviously not the case because of the writer's strike. But nothing's going to start filming like until that's resolved. So I'm not even waiting for word on like Stranger Things. I'm waiting for word on like the studios. Excuse me, for a breaking news. I talked about this with my buddy as well. Breaking news: the writer's strike has come to an end. Studios agree, blah blah blah, and then it's like everything can start filming again. That's what I'm waiting for. If they kill Nancy, I'll be suing. She could go. I'm not going to lie to you. She could go. Honestly, I think Stranger Things season 5 is going to be the best season. It's going to shock everyone. Excuse me. Susan, I think it'll be great too. I have full confidence. I think season 4 is the best season, and that's the newest one. I think season 5 will be great. I do just get a little nervous and scared. You know, that's just, I get nervous about a lot of things. My mind, I'll think of worst case scenarios and situations so that I feel like I have control and I'm like, oh, I'm comfortable with the situation. But really, I'm nervous. I cannot lie. I am nervous, guys. Nervous. Can't tell a lie. Nervous. Do you think Eddie will come back? I think he's a great character, but I don't want him coming back as a vampire. I don't think he's alive. I think he's coming back, though, in a flashback or a vision. And I've been on this train for over a year now. I think that Joseph Quinn is so pivotal to this fandom at this point in time. He's coming back. And even if that's just a scene with Dustin or like he appears in the Upside Down but it's not like in a negative light. Like I think that he will be back because we didn't get enough clarity with him with other characters. We saw him have his final moment with Dustin, but I would have loved to see him talk to Steve or talk to Nancy or someone. We never got that, and I think they will give us that in this new season. So I think he'll be in it in some way, shape, or form. That's just my 2 cents, though. By the way, this is a fun one. We're 47 minutes in, still 75 people strong. Hit the like button if you guys are in here. If you're on the replay, hit the like button. You're killing it with the questions. This is very fun discussion. I'm definitely going to make this a weekly thing, like weekday show, kind of maybe a Monday thing, maybe 2 times a week. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, but we're going to keep going. I'm having fun. So keep the questions coming regarding Stranger Things, regarding The Flash even, and I'll transition into just general Q&A as we get to the end of this thing. But Super Chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question. If you have one you're dying to ask me, if you just want to show support, it goes a long way. And I did revamp my Patreon. Feel free to give that a glance. Link down below. Weekly content is coming back to that starting yesterday, actually. So, yeah. I see we have some Super Chats. Rydell with 2 more Super Chats. Thank you, Rydell. Means a lot. You have any questions? I'll definitely get to them. Jordan with a Super Chat. Thank you, Jordan. What's your favorite couple in Stranger Things? Let's see if I can find them in my background. Let's see. Right there. Joyce and Hopper's right off frame. Jopper. Joyce and Hopper's my favorite. And my girlfriend Cam and I have cosplayed that before. It's fun. Season 3 Hopper with the Hawaiian looking shirt. It's fun, and I'll probably rip that out again at some point in the fall for maybe do a photo shoot with Cam. That would be fun. But that's definitely my go-to. My go-to Stranger Things couple. My number one couple that I support, I guess, would be the way to say that. Okay, let's go back up in the chat a little bit to see where I sort of was. Somewhere around here. Okay. All right, there's a lot of good stuff here I want to get through. I'm kind of sifting through the chat. Where are we at? Okay, I answered this one. This is just to kind of catch myself up. Back to the Future has been heavily referenced. I answered that already. Okay. They should drop the I think they dropped that casting announcement because we are in a Stranger Things drought. Yeah, they literally were like, it could literally be very minor. Actress of Vicky was announced like Linda was, and look how little. Yeah, literally, it could be one scene with Linda Hamilton. That's all it could be. I think that they just wanted to do something. They were like, hey, our fans are clamoring for something. Let's just give them this. So I think that's probably this right here. This is right, I think. What do you think of the Stranger Things movie or spinoff? I think they're just going to do TV, right? They have. I think we're waiting for the main one still, right? Like they haven't done the Stranger Things spinoff that we're all clamoring for. Did they announce an anime set in Tokyo or something? And then they announced another one that's escaping my mind, frankly. Oh, the stage play. They haven't done like a main spinoff with main characters. I don't know if they will ever do that, but I would be down still. My theory is that she'll play a Robert Englund, Victor, something like character. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was hinting at earlier. Just like a Hawkins veteran they go to for advice or something. And yeah, something like that. Eddie turned out well. New casting can work for sure. You're 100% right. Yeah, if we're referring to like the dream scenario or the D&D thing, I would not be able to recover either. It would be brutal. Brutal. This is fair, and I'm totally open to it. I just have to see how it's done. On paper, I don't like the idea, but if it's executed well, I can accept it. Would you never go back to Stranger Things if it had the terrible ending? I can't say that. I can't. I would go back to it. It's still because each season has finality to me. I would still, if it's the worst season TV ever, I would still watch seasons 1 through 4, and it would just end on a gloomy note. However, I don't go back to Game is Thrones. I don't go back to Game of Thrones that much, and I love certain seasons. I just don't go back to it. I think it's because I know where it's leading. So I can't say that. I can't really fully answer it. I would love. I don't even want to think about that actually. Now that we're talking about it, like the reality of season 5 existing has kind of hit me, and it's like, oh my god, we really are in the end game now. So I don't know. I'm nervous. I think it'll stick the landing. I really do. You should try out Walking Dead. I've heard great things, but you know what else I've heard? All the seasons. I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see. I'll watch it one day, maybe. I've seen clips and memes, and I know a lot of spoilers for it. We got a super chat from Rydell. Do you think Stranger Things 5 will have a good ending? Well, I think that it's tough. I think that yes, it will have a good ending. I firmly believe that it will deliver, and I have faith in the Duffer Brothers. But a part of me is just scared, and I think that's normal. It's just anxiety. I'm anxious because I've been let down before. Game of Thrones is honestly the only one that really, really let me down that bad. Game of Thrones is the one that like hurt my soul. I was upset for a long time. But other than that, I haven't been terribly let down that I can't think of. So yeah, I think it'll be good. I think I have faith in both Cobra Kai over here and Stranger Things to stick the landing. I think we'll have good endings for sure. It's the fear, of the unknown. That's what it is. It's this anxiety that I'm like, oh my god, what if they miss the mark or drop the ball? It's kind of scary. I can't tell a lie. Water is a damn good thing, by the way. Hydrate if you're watching. Take a sip of water. Okay, keeping on with the chat here. Hit that like button again if you guys are here. Let's get to 100 likes. Are we there? Let's see if we can hit 100 likes. My phone's about to die. What's new? It's literally always on like under 10%, which is probably a red flag. Someone just tried to call me. I don't know. Can you guys still hear me? Hello. Yeah. My phone just started ringing for some reason. Weird. How many likes are we at? 85. 15 more likes. Hit that like button if you guys are in here. My nose is itching, by the way. And Super Chat's the way to go. Keep them coming, and I will answer your questions on Super Chat as well as here in the regular chat. And I want to say this for real. My Patreon is coming back. I'm very, very excited about it. So consider joining the Patreon fam down below. I'm excited to get into the Discord server, talking to you guys over there. I'm going to start like different channels so we can talk spoilers for stuff as it comes out. I'm also going to do a weekly live Q&A over there, and I have weekly videos. My review of Extraction 2 and other stuff is coming soon. So it's exciting. I'm excited. Check it out. Support goes a long way. Okay, where the hell was I? Somewhere around here. All right, I'm just doing this because I got to find my spot. I've already answered some of these. No. My answer to this question is no. Not in my opinion. Maybe if you get like half off or $5 ticket Tuesday, it's worth it. But I don't know. $12, I wouldn't. I would save the money and get yourself a quality meal or something. Same thing with Cobra Kai. I'll be so nervous. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so nerved up for Cobra Kai. I can't even. Cobra Kai is the one show like that's the show that's like my reaction show on YouTube. I will be reacting to every episode. Look, I know I'm kind of up and down with reactions. Cobra Kai, I will be hyped up on Mountain Dew. If you know that reference, you're a real one. And I'll be ready to go to watch some Cobra Kai season 6. I don't know if it's 15 episodes. You blitz all night. I'll be watching it. Bam, bam, bam. I'll have 20 camera batteries, unlimited memory cards. We're getting through. It's going to be fun. The Cobra Kai sneak peek from Tadam was cool. It did get me excited, and it's like it made it feel real, and that kind of like reassured the fans, hey, we know it's tough times right now with the writer strike and everything, but it's still it's coming. Just be patient. If they resurrect one character in Stranger Things 5, who would you want that character to be? Great question. The basic answer here would be Eddie, right? And I think that in many ways that would be my pick because Eddie was such a lovable new character in season 4. Eddie was a guy that loved everyone so deeply, and he saw the best in people despite him himself being viewed as this freak and this outlier in society. The way that he looks in Dustin's eyes and he says, never change, Dustin Henderson. He just sees the best in him. I honestly get emotional whenever, like, to me, that's a moment that just really gets emotional for me when I watch that. And like just the score in the background, it's like, it just captures that feeling of like being a kid again. And like, there's just so much hope in the world. You still have like, not innocence, but like excitement for what's to come in the future. And the real world is this mystery. And it's like Eddie sees that in Dustin. And he's like, just don't lose that. Like, it's just beautiful. He just loves him so much. He's an older brother to him. That's why it's so devastating when Eddie ends up biting the dust in season 4 at the end. It's really heartbreaking because you grew to love this guy so much. But I think I would have to say Eddie Munson because he didn't deserve death. I know they went the route of I didn't run away this time, and they tease it multiple times. If you rewatch it, he runs away and he, he's afraid to stand his ground away. But he finally, he doesn't run away and he takes on the Demobats and he ends up biting the dust. But it's not like it was the most necessary. He bought them a little more time, but it's just the way they ended up writing it. And I get it. They wanted to have that sacrificial moment for Eddie, the heroic moment, but I just don't know if it was the most necessary thing. It wasn't, in fact. And I wish he was still around because he was such a great new addition. He could be like a main in season 5 and then maybe kill him in season 5, but it feels unfair. He never got to graduate and it's really upsetting. So I would probably have to resurrect Eddie, but I would not be opposed to bringing back Billy. That was going to be the other part of this little question here. Billy's a character who, again, had a beautiful arc. He had that powerful moment in season 3 where he like sacrificed himself and everything. And he looks over at Max and you can see like the tear in his eye. It's a beautiful moment. But there was so much, he was such a fascinating character because he's played so well by Dacre. And like, you love to hate him in season 2. And then in season 3, he obviously, he's more of the villain because he gets possessed. Long story. But I honestly would love to see him back alive and like with the knowledge of everything and almost see Dacre play this character like as a fully redeemed new human who's got like a second lease at life. I would love to see that. So that those two would be the most fascinating to me, probably Billy and Eddie. But yeah, those would be the two. I'm down for either. Neither will probably be back, but I won't be surprised if they're shown in the Upside Down or flashbacks or visions because they tend to do that in Stranger Things, at least historically speaking. So yeah, great question. There's my long-winded answer for you. Okay, keeping on with the chat here. I don't think I skipped around too much here. Let's see. Where are we at? Sorry, just trying to find the next thing. Do you think Asia Returns kind of just talked about that one? What do you mean by this? Comparing TV shows and movies is so weird. Oh, sorry. I was like, comparing TV shows to other TV shows and movies? No, I agree. If you're saying comparing a TV show to a movie, completely different ball game. So I do know what you mean there. Sorry, I misread that in my head for a second. But yeah, comparing TV shows and movies, it's like it's completely different. So I totally agree with that. What's going to be your reaction if the ending of Stranger Things season 5? I think I already answered this literally. So I would be upset. Galaxy Geeks, what's good? Love that you're doing a live show, plus love the channel. Well, thank you very much. It means a lot. I'm excited about this new little show I'm doing, and it's been an hour in it already. I hope you guys have enjoyed, by the way. I'm going to keep going for a bit, but do you guys enjoy this format? I know it's less of a me getting to every single one of your questions, more like structured topic. I wanted it to be like, let's talk about some hot topics of the week. That way I can still do my live Q&As and they feel fresh on the weeknights. You know, I'll probably do one Wednesday this week or some night this week. I probably will, but I've enjoyed this. It's more of like open discussion about a few topics each week, as opposed to just me answering questions from all fandoms and everything. So I've enjoyed this for sure. And I'll make little tweaks to it as well. This is just the pilot episode, if you will. So thank you for that, Galaxy Geeks. I've talked a lot today. I've done some filming. I'm now doing this. I need some more water. Okay. I think Hamilton is more than that because they didn't reveal who she's playing, unlike the past. Well, they didn't reveal who. Did they reveal who Robert Englund was playing? To my knowledge, they didn't. I could be wrong. I think they just said he was going to be in an unknown role. So, I think it there's no point in really releasing a name yet. I think that that's something they could do before. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that pivotal of a role. Okay. That's exactly how I feel watching Stranger Things. No other show does that for me. Closest is Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, I love it. What is your death prediction for season 5, Chris? Right now, oh man, I'm kind of torn between Jonathan and Steve. There's a world where it's like there's no way they're gonna kill Steve, but on the other hand, they definitely could. I just don't know. I think one of them will inevitably bite the dust, and it hurts. It sucks to say, but I just feel like someone we love has to go by the time the show ends. I also think 11 or Hopper will die. I've said that forever, but the Steve Jonathan, like I could see two main characters dying. Jordan with another super chat. Thank you, Jordan. 3 people you think for sure will die in Stranger Things 5 and why? For sure. Okay. This one's cheating, but it still counts. Vecna. We're going to see Vecna back in this season, obviously, and Jamie Campbell Bower is returning. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. He's even like hinted at it, but Vecna is a goner. That's kind of a gimme, though, right? I think 11 dies. I don't think there's a world where 11 lives. I think I've said this before, this exact line many times. Everything kind of went to shit when the Upside Down arrived. They got to turn it right side up, the world. But how do they do that? Can't have 11 around. So I think that 11 will die, probably sacrificing herself for someone. But that goes against the whole Hopper being like the good dad because he already lost his daughter once. So I mean, Hopper had that whole scene in season 4 where he's like, you know, everyone I love like ends up getting hurt and all this stuff. And I could see him sacrificing himself for real and dying, but I want him to live. Then you've got one of the older kids. I would probably have to say Steve or Jonathan. So I'll go Steve, 11, and Vecna. Now, I think the safest group is the young kids. The OG, I'm not including Max. I'm talking Mike, Will, Dustin, Lucas. Those 4 might be the safest characters of the bunch because I feel like we have to see them all together one last time safe after it's all said and done because that would be a full circle thing. Who's to say? That's kind of where I'm at right now. Lots to speculate on, though. Let's just be honest. There's a lot to speculate on. But yeah, we can kind of, that was a good one to like end on. We can keep going with like some general Q&A for a bit here and then probably wrap this thing up. But super chat's the way to go if you want to get to one of your questions here at the end of the stream. I'll go for like 10-ish more minutes probably. Keep them coming though. Hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes. And subscribe if you haven't already. And super chat again. That's the way to go. To help support the channel it means a lot, and also guarantee I get to your question or comment. Fraser says, I think season 5 is either late 26 or early 27. I think it will suffer a lot of delays. I think it's going to come out. Say they start filming in the fall, right? And say that goes on for and ends in summer of 2024. I think that We get late 25, early 26. That's my prediction right now. So either like May of 2026 or really like November. I don't know if they would want to do it outside of summer. I know they did technically for season 2 was an October release, but I think for the final season they'd want to go in the summer probably, right? So it's tough. It's tough. Let's be honest. Ian in the house. What's good, Ian? Hope you're doing well, man. What's your most anticipated movie for the rest of the year? Great question. I asked myself this after, as the credits were rolling for Dial of Destiny. I was like, what do I have to look forward to now? Let me go to my IMDb. It's like that was the one. Indiana Jones was the one that I was like on my mind. Now that I've seen it, I'm scrolling through my watch list. Nothing really comes close to how excited I was for that. I'll throw one at you though. Saw X is high on that list, but I also would have to say Mission Impossible. But I'm about to see that soon, so it's like, okay, that's about to be here. Saw X, really, really looking forward to that one. What's your ranking of the Indiana Jones movies? I'm about to drop this early ranking on Patreon. The full ranking will come out like June 30th or something, but I'm about to drop that like this week early on Patreon, but I can't tell you because I got a big old video coming soon. You should know I actually have a video ranking the 4 if you want to check that out. It's from last summer, maybe. I have seen the Craven trailer. You guys should check it out. I have a trailer reaction right now on the channel. I have seen the trailer. I laughed at how stupid it looked. It looks like Morbius 2.0. I don't know how stuff like this gets made anymore. Sony, what are you doing with the Sonyverse movies? Across the Spider-Verse was amazing. And like the animated Spider-Verse stuff rules, but so much of the other stuff is crap. The Venom movies and Morbius. Dylan with the super chat says, okay, hear me out. 8 is coming back just to die. If Callie or 08 comes back, I don't want it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it'd be a full circle thing. It would redeem the Lost Sister episode in a way. Maybe, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, look, not necessary. Let bygones be bygones. She probably will make an appearance, maybe in a flashback or something, but I don't want her to come back as a main. That's all I'm saying. If she came back just to die in like the opening, solidifying like Vecna as like this, all-powerful being or whatever, like kind of like how Thanos killed Loki at the beginning of Infinity War, I'd be like, okay, maybe. But even then, I don't know. It seems a little much to bring her back at this point. I have no clue where I was in the chat, though. Let's scroll up a bit. Okay, yeah. I answered that one, so we're going to keep going from here. And I answered that one. Do you think if anyone dies, 11 will bring them back? Not this time. Not this time, Count. My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count. Good. Twice the pride, double the fall. I would say... Sorry, my throat's dry. This person's calling me again. I'm about to block their number. Some random ass number just called me. I don't know how they got my number. From... Where are they from? Norristown, Pennsylvania. Twice they tried to call me. Spam number. No. That's not how this works. No, I think that... No. I think that whoever dies will stay dead. 11 won't be able to resurrect them in time or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. 11 could definitely die. 100%. If Dustin dies, I will not stop crying. That would be probably the most tragic death that could happen, if we're being honest. He's just a baby, We don't need to kill Dustin. That would hurt my soul. I don't know if I could forgive them either. That would hurt so bad. Yeah, and Steve as well. That would hurt both of them. But like, imagine either of them dying and then the other holding the dead person in their hands. It's like, oh my gosh, just really, really tragic. Yeah, I did. I made a trailer reaction for Kraven the Hunter. Check it. Do you think a delay in the release date of Beyond the Spider-Verse could cause the film to lose hype due to people forgetting about the cliffhanger? No. We waited 4 years between The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. We waited 3 years between, well, I didn't. None of us were probably born when this happened, but there were 3-year gaps between the sequel trilogy or the original trilogy. There were 2-year gaps even between the sequel trilogy. So say that this movie gets delayed to June of 25. That is 2 years. That's nuts. Child's play, honestly. We'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. No matter how long it gets delayed, take your time. Honestly, take your time. Take your time, make that movie the best it needs to be, make it look amazing, make it the best of the trilogy, and I'm fine. Take your time. That's kind of where I'm at with a lot of things. Take your time. Okay. How do you think Deadpool 3 will end? Because he's going to the MCU. Well, Deadpool 3 is in the MCU. That's an MCU movie. Marvel Studios is on the poster and everything. I think it's more so how will Deadpool 3 open? That's the real question. I think that it'll be a comedic, like almost a recap of the MCU and like what Deadpool was doing. He'll be like going through the multiverse or something, and then they'll make fun of the MCU and all the stupid stuff that they've done. It'll be very self-aware. So I don't know. How is it going to end? You make a good point. He'll be in the MCU. I think that Wolverine is going to go back to his respective universe or die again or something because they can't have Hugh Jackman around forever. This is a one-off type deal for him. I think I would say, how do you think Deadpool 3 will end? I would probably have to say setting up Deadpool 4. I mean, he they don't want to go, maybe they hint the X-Men actually. Maybe they hinted the X-Men. I wouldn't be mad at that. Like, it's almost like a joke where he thinks it's going to be Hugh and then it's like another Wolverine or something at the end. It's like, oh my God, the Wolverine reveal. Something like that would be fine with me. So we'll have to wait and see. I would not be opposed to that at all. At all. By the way, are we at 100 likes yet? Let's see. Let's see. Are we there? Are we there? 94. 6 more likes. Hit that like button, guys. Hit it. Do it. I've quoted the prequel a lot today. I don't know why. Sometimes it just happens. Where was I? I always lose my spot. Okay, there we were. Ooh, my nose. Would you and Cam ever consider doing more cosplays together like you did for Joyce and Hopper? I could totally see you two pulling off Sam and Robbie. Definitely, yeah, we want to do some more. Jopper was the fun one for sure. I would love to do a Cobra Kai cosplay. I can't think of any other ones we would really do. Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy, maybe that would be fun. But yeah, she definitely would be willing to. I think it would be fun as well. It just would have to be the right time, for a certain occasion or something, because I don't want to just do it to do it. I mean, going to Stranger Things, the experience was cool to cosplay as, and like a con, I love to cosplay at a con when I went as Johnny. I guess like making content out of it would be fun. I guess we could just do it to do it, actually. Just, take pictures, honestly. That would be cool. Like reenact scenes and poses from the show and like make a TikTok or long form video out of it would be fun. That would be a fun one, actually. So maybe. They couldn't have a Netflix show without Stranger Things, so maybe Duffers would just like announce this. Yeah, literally. What are your expectations for Cobra Kai season 6? I believe this will be the biggest and baddest in a badass way season for sure. I think Sakai Taikai is inevitable. It really is, and we're gonna get some of the coolest fights in the show. I think that it'll probably be the best season. I love season 5. I love all the seasons. I think it'll be the best season. That's my expectation. If that's setting myself up for failure, then I apologize. But that's just the truth. That's how I feel. I think they'll stick the landing. Where are we at? Again, probably late 25, early 26. What's your theory for a main training spinoff? That's a good question. I think they could do one. And the thing about it is that they do it involving some of the main characters. People will be like, well, where's Mike? Or where's this person who's not in the show? So that's what's tough. I think a lot of the people want to move on too, So they might just move on from Hawkins, go to a different time period. I could see them doing something regarding the Upside Down, or like something similar to the Upside Down in another city in still in like the 90s now. We're in the 90s or the 2000s, and it's like a new group of kids and stuff. They don't want to completely replicate Stranger Things, I don't think. But I don't know. Didn't Finn Wolfhard say that he like knows like the only spinoff they can do, and like he's the only one who's guessed it, and the Duffers like, yeah, that's it. They haven't announced that yet, though. I don't think so. Sorry, my nose itches. Great question from my boy. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Are you more confident in Stranger Things or Cobra Kai sticking the landing? Okay. That's a good one. I have to sit here and think about it for a second, but I think I have my answer. My answer is Stranger Things because they have consistently proven each season that they know these characters more and more. And Cobra Kai as well. But here's the main point I want to make. Cobra Kai season 5 could have ended the show. It seemed like we were at a great stopping point, character arc wise for everybody. I thought it was like a happy ending in a way. Like it could have ended the show if they added 10-15 minutes. I think they could have easily done like a little epilogue where everyone gets their little send off, and that's that. So the risky thing about season 6 of Cobra Kai is ruining great endings. And essentially, how in 10 to 15 episodes, right? How will it feel as necessary? Like, what change can our characters go on from the end of 5 to the end of 6 that will feel as warranted and necessary as with Stranger Things end of 4 to end of 5? With that, there's a lot still up in the air. Steve and Nancy and Jonathan and Nancy, that whole plot line. Will he finally overcome these demons from the upside down? Hopper and Joyce's ultimate fate. There's a lot of questions at the end of season 4 that will get answered in season 5. With Cobra Kai, the one question we have is like, what is Kreese going to do? Like, how is he going to, that's the question, Kreese. Everyone else was at a good stopping point. So it's like, I have full confidence in both. I'm not saying one's going to suck, one's going to be good. I think they're both going to stick the landing, but I'm more confident in Stranger Things because I feel like Stranger Things season 5 will have more deserved character resolutions and like full circle moments, whereas with Cobra Kai they could have ended, but they went for the one more, if that makes sense. Does that make sense or no? Someone let me know in the chat. That's kind of where I'm at with it. What do I think of the logo? I love it. Love it. Okay, who do you want Nancy to be with? Neither of them. She I just rewatched it not long ago, and it's like I think that I like Steve and Nancy, obviously, a little bit more by the end of it, but there are moments where I prefer Jonathan and Nancy. But overall, I just think that I'd rather see them all just go their separate ways and be happy on their own. Cobra Kai is going to be a party. I'm so excited. We'll go for a bit longer here, and then we'll probably wrap it up. It's been an hour and 20 almost. Yeah, time literally flies. How's it been a whole year since season 4? It's insane to me. Truly insane. Thoughts on the Craven trailer? I touched on this a little earlier. It looks like Morbius 2.0. I think it's probably going to fall off. Or no, it's just not going to be that good, period. I don't know how it's actually getting released. It looks like a meme. The trailer's already being memed, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's not a good sign. It's going to bomb at the box office. I mean, is it like the writing's on the wall? It's going to bomb at the box office. It's going to get like a 30 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, I bet 38 on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score will be pretty low, a little bit higher, like in the 50s maybe. And it'll have a post-credit scene that's trying to set up the Sinister Six fighting Spider-Man. Someone can clip this when I'm right in a few months, send it to me, and that'll be all she wrote. Well, I appreciate that, Owen. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep doing this. I think every week it's been fun for me. I'll keep doing my like nightly live streams where it's just all free for all Q&A. This is going to be a little more structured to start. I'll fine tune that structure as we continue, but I'm enjoying this for sure. Okay. My burning question: Cobra Kai or Stranger Things? You have to pick Stranger Things. I love Cobra Kai, but Stranger Things was my first love when it comes to Netflix shows. So got to go with the one that has my heart. Even though Cobra Kai is badass, I love it, but I got to go with Stranger Things. I don't want Vecna to have redemption. I want him to be even more evil, where he goes, yeah, I do too. I want him to be full on evil, full send. I don't think there's any way he has redemption, honestly. I relate the finale of Barry to the national championship game, with Bill Hader making a good finale is a heavy favorite, like Georgia versus TCU, and the finale still exceeded expectations like Georgia did. That was a good one. You knew what you were doing with that because I'm a Georgia fan. But yeah, honestly, the Barry finale has aged like fine wine. Like I was so was processing it for so long after it finished, and I was like, wait, oh shoot. But after I realized, after just thinking on it, discussing it, reading about it, what everything truly means, it's brilliant TV. Do you think Secret Wars and King Dynasty will be better than Infinity War Endgame? No. Did you see? I really don't actually, not at all. Do you think that the new did you see the OBX4? I did. I'm hyped. P4L. I watched that like 3 times. I was like, yeah, I'm excited. So, totally. I'm excited for OBX4. I think it's going to continue to be one of my favorite shows that's just like not a guilty pleasure because I don't like the term guilty pleasure. I don't feel bad that I enjoy Outer Banks. I thoroughly enjoy it. Is it the best show? No, but I thoroughly enjoy it. So I'm so pumped. I'll watch Outer Banks to the end of time. I do think Cobra Kai will stick the landing. Do you think Elemental was a decent? I've seen Elemental. I have a review on my channel. I thought it was decent. Yeah, it was decent. I've seen Fast X. Not a fan. I actually thought it was pretty bad. Won't they? Yeah, they will. They'll start right when the writer strike's over. I believe they're going to start filming. Hopefully. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yeah, he's not a hero. I don't like how Sony tries to make all these villains into like anti-heroes. Just like make them a villain. I don't know. It's real bizarre. I don't know what their end goal is, and I don't know if they're trying to build up to some Spider-Man movie. I don't know what they're doing. The Rhino at the end of that trailer was ridiculous. So stupid, in my opinion. Like unwatchably dumb, actually. Little off topic, but rewatched Indy 4 yesterday, and it was an absolute blast. Mutt was a hero of mine when I was younger, and regardless of the hate for that movie, the Indy Mutt chemistry is awesome. Round of applause for Jack Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen. He understands the assignment. This is a fact. This movie kicks ass. It is an absolute blast. And I agree. Shia, I even said this. Like in the 2000s, Shia played like some of my childhood heroes. Like I loved Sam Witwicky. I love the movie Holes. I love him as Mutt, and him and Mutt have fantastic chemistry. Hilarious moments at times. You get the whole the motorcycle chase scene through like the university, and get on Gramps. Like they just have these funny one-liners together. I love that movie, and I don't understand the absolute hate that it gets. So that's my 2 cents. Yes to all of that. What's your favorite Guardians? What's your favorite Guardians of the Galaxy movie or member? Favorite Guardian, I think, has to be Rocket. Favorite Guardians movie has to be Guardians 3. Indy 4, one of the early, that's also one of my like early memories of seeing a movie in theaters as well, I would say. By the way, hit the like button if you guys are here. Did we do it? Did we hit 100 likes yet? We did, 106. So thank you guys so much. And if you're watching on the replay, hit the like button still. But I'll go for a few more minutes here, guys. So keep the questions coming in. I'll answer a few more. Super Chat's the way to go to guarantee that I get to your question, your comment, your concern. If you have something you're dying to ask me, if you just want to show support, it means a lot. Anything goes a very long way. So keep them coming, and we'll keep going for a bit longer. I have not seen Heartstopper. I have seen Big Trouble in Little China. I own it on Blu-ray. Nathan Jones actually sent that to me years ago now, and I watched it on Blu-ray. It was a solid watch. Not like a movie I loved, but it was solid. Entertaining, to say the least. Cheesy, but entertaining. That's why I'm not getting mad at Stranger Things 5 taking forever. Even without the strike, years from now, we won't look back at how long each season took. It will be, yep, absolutely. This. Yeah, it sucks waiting, but look at this. I've been hit with this, like, it's like deep and dark, but like life and time moves really fast. And for the longest time, we were like, when is Stranger Things 4 going to come out? When is Stranger Things 4 going to come out? So it came out in July of 2019. Then we had the pandemic. And then we got season 4. And all that happened in the blink of an eye, looking back on it now. It was 3 years between. Right now, it's 2023. We got it in 2022. So say we don't get it until 2025. That's about, and it's like late 25. So 3.5 years. Total wait. That's not that far from now, and time flies. It's scary, but it's true. Time flies. It'll be here before we know it, and in retrospect, we'll be like, do you remember the Stranger Things days? So I'm kind of cherishing it, honestly. It's bittersweet. Like, I'm fine with waiting because this is the last time we're ever going to be waiting for a new season of Stranger Things. And it sucks, but it's true. So that's kind of how I am with a lot of it right now. Let's see. Have you seen Squid Game? I've seen Squid Game, yeah. I thought it was solid. I thought it was actually really good. I don't know if I loved the ending, but like there's one episode, I think it's the 6th episode, that was like damn good drama TV. Like my God, the situation these people are in is so messed up. But it was like it was just gut wrenching to watch. It was really well done. I enjoy Squid Game. I don't think it's the best thing ever, but it's a really good show. I think they dropped some like season 2 news, right? So I'll watch season 2. I'm not. It's not like one of my favorite shows, but it's a pretty. I can't lie. It's a pretty damn entertaining show. I binged it in like a day or two. I haven't gone back to it. Same with like Wednesday and some other shows. Like they were really good. They were like hyped up and got a bunch of view hours and stuff, but I just haven't gone back to them. But they're entertaining. Okay. My all-time favorite moment of Stranger Things is Mike's "I love you" speech. So what is yours? All time? That's tough. All time. Wow. I would say the two come to mind. They're both from season 4. The end of Dear Billy when Max is running. That is like that. I'll never forget the first time I watched that. I literally was like on my feet. I was like, go run. I was like so into it. But then in season 4, episode 9, the piggyback, um, when the Running Up That Hill remix plays and we see Hopper pick up the sword and he's fighting the Demogorgon, we see 11 sort of facing off against Vecna, and then we see like Steve, Rob, and Nancy fighting Vecna with the Molotov cocktails. That whole like montage, I'll call it, like that chef's kiss, chills every time. I love that. Love it. You know how this is from Nathan. You know how every season of Stranger Things has a tagline like with 3 it was one summer can change everything, and 4 it was the beginning of the end. What do you think season 5's tagline is? I think they should have dropped that at So Dumb, by the way. That's just my opinion, but you know what? I'm trying to think. I mean like the beginning of the end. It should follow the beginning of the end. It could be something involving the end, I think. Every Something with the end, definitely. Like, not we're in the end game now because we oh what that's Avengers Endgame, but that's what it feels like, something that embodies that without directly ripping it off. Something like I don't know, I don't know. I definitely don't want it to be like the Game of Thrones line where it's like if you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention or something. I think that something involving end, and I can't think of one off the top of my head, but whatever they do, I'm sure it'll get me hyped. Keep Watch Burn Super Mario Bros. Movie Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. I'll keep Sonic 1, watch Sonic 2, and burn Mario. I don't really like that Mario movie. Sorry, guys. I forget about it already. I forgot about it, I should say. Okay, I'll probably wrap it up here in a second. The end begins at the start, referring to all the character groups from that's decent. Yeah, I like that. The end of a beginning. So basically a reversal of the other one. Interesting. Yeah. Whatever they do put out, I'm sure it'll be great. Totally agree with you. The Mutt and D comedy. What are you looking at, Daddy O? Yeah. I love their lines. Literally. I don't know why people hate on them. I think that movie is overhated as hell. I think that people lose sight of how great the action is. Like the action in that movie is some of the best indie action. The whole forest chase scene, like the jungle chase, big damn ants. Like the action is amazing. The fighting too. Like Harrison Ford was old in that movie, but he was still kicking ass, and it showed, and it didn't feel like unbelievable to me at least. So I don't know. I think people let the very end of the movie with the aliens like really derail their overall enjoyment of it. But to me, aliens. I mean, like Indiana Jones has always dealt with supernatural elements. All right, various religious supernatural elements in the first 3 films. So what's so crazy about aliens being sort of is it because it's I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why people are so mad about it. It's like there's supernatural stuff in all these movies, and then it's still believe in them or not, you could believe aliens are real, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Sorry, let me get rid of that. Um, where are we at? Will you watch Squid Game Season 2? I will. But yeah, that might just do it. I think that'll do it for this Film Stocked Live. The first Film Stocked Live went for about an hour and a half. That was fun. I'm definitely going to do this more. I'll make it like a weekly thing where I have some topics in the title and then it says Film Stocked Live, and I go through the topics and still get to answer a bunch of your questions throughout, but more so it's structured. And I will still do like a live Q&A once or twice a week as well, because I want to do more streams. I really enjoy building this community, getting to know you guys more, answering your questions here in the chat, hanging out. It's a very fun time for me. Some of my favorite content to do is, in fact, live streams. So I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I hope you guys did as well. If you're here live or if you're here on the replay, thank you very much. Hit that like button. If you were here on the replay as well, let me know what you thought of this format. If you want to see more like it, definitely let me know. And if you send in a super chat, thank you. It means a lot. Your support goes a very long way. I did just revamp my Patreon with weekly content, so check that out. Link down below if you want to come join the Patreon family over there, the community. Check it out. I'm looking to grow that. I'll be promoting it a lot more and definitely posting a lot more over there as we progress throughout the summer and into the rest of the year. But expect more content coming this week. I'm seeing No Hard Feelings and then Mission Impossible next week. So there's a lot to look forward to. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.